Sup, Nerdmigos of the Jive Talking Nerd, John Norcroft. We've got Wife here. We're back at it again for Trek Jive, and oh my fucking god. Okay, we just watched Season 1, Episode 9 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, All Those Who Wander. Before we get into all of the stuff, go watch this episode if you haven't seen this episode. I mean, you should, we always talk about spoilers, so like you should know this already, but
this is a really important
You gotta be on this episode, right? You can't just like participate this way. You gotta participate all the way in this episode.
Even if you're someone who doesn't really care about spoilers, because we're totally those people. We don't really care that much about spoilers.
Most shit's pretty predictable.
Sometimes we do. And this is one of the times that it would be a much better situation
to enjoy this as a new thing.
However, that being said, we have been told that perhaps it would be better if you watch this during the broad daylight.
Yeah, this might be a daytime episode. I don't know.
It depends on how down you are with spoopy stuff.
Yeah, because this is a bit of a spoopy episode. So before we get into the actual review, don't forget to like this video, comment below, share, subscribe, ring the bell, do all that kind of stuff. So I can remember to do the thing that we're supposed to tell people to do. And then we're going to get right into it. Okay. This was just aliens.
This was Trek X Aliens.
Yeah. And they did a great job. I know people are going to be like, well, I'm supposed to know about the lore. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, and old Trek never would have done this. I don't care. Shut up.
I don't care. This was a great episode.
This was fantastic.
This was a great episode. And at the same time, this episode ended and I was just like, Spock rage.
You were devastated.
I am.
The end of this episode was just like combo punching you.
I am upset a lot. So, okay, we're going to kind of work a little backwards. We're going to talk about the end first. Then I'm going to talk about like the things that happened in the episode. Why did they fucking kill Himmer off? What the fucking actual fuck, guys? I know we're not supposed to swear in these. I don't fucking care. What the heck, man? Holy shit. I love Himmer as a character. He is so interesting. I wanted to know more. I was waiting for like a more Himmer-centric episode. Last episode, he was a ton of fun. Yeah. And they're just like, Himmer's gonna do stuff this time.
Like, hey, remember that guy that like we build, like rapport up about and like you care about now?
Yeah. He's gone.
He's gone.
And the thing is that, okay, so first we lost the nurse. And she just like, I don't know, hit her head on some shit and bled out or whatever. And then which like, that's sad. No, I'm not saying it's not. Like, that's sad. And then we lost that dude who just got upgraded to lieutenant.
Yeah.
Right? And I was just like, oh shit. And then I was like, oh no. Who else are they gonna kill? Because generally that shit happens in threes in a story arc, as well as we still have like a bunch of story to cover, and I'm just like, ooh.
It was fairly early in the episode.
Yeah, I was just like, ooh, are we gonna see this little girl die, man? Yeah. Right? Because everybody else is like a named crew member. So I'm like, is this little girl gonna die or some shit? Like, oh, or are they gonna like find some motherfucker and they're gonna be like, we're able to rescue him.
Yeah.
And the girl's gonna be like, Dad, or some shit like that. And the thing's gonna be like,
that it's not. We know that Uhura survives, and we know that Pike survives.
Yeah.
And we know that Spock survives.
Yeah. And we know that Chapel survives.
Yeah.
So like it could have been Hemmer. It could have been Mbenga. It could have been this little girl that we just met, which it would have been like, because it's a child girl, like, because it's like the girl's a child instead of like an adult lady that they found. The hit is still like high enough tier emotion to be the third murder in the like arc of murders, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh no, we're gonna maybe see this little kid die or something. But
we didn't get that.
Like, they could have taken him to the door and then Mbenga had done some like magical shit and then it's good. Like, I would have accepted a bunch of stuff. But him just being like, this is the thing that I have to do. Here's my going away speeches. And then just fucking leaping out of the back of the shuttle bay. Oh my God, what? What is this? Like, okay. I feel like, obviously, we're going to get Scotty, like, season 2 or whatever.
See,
right?
I don't know. Maybe we don't.
I hope not.
Maybe we'll get somebody else.
I hope not, purely because that is a real shitty way to bring Scotty.
Also, I think that if we do get Scotty in season 2, it's because of all of the people saying that they don't like New Trek.
Yeah, I guess maybe, I don't know. If they bring Scotty in, they're not gonna like Scotty. Right, like that's the thing. Is that if you're like, ooh,
still, if you're
SNW,
out there complaining about you don't like old Trek and you want it to be New Trek, the studio is going to try to make it old Trek.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. I mean, this is the thing, man. I feel like obviously you're gonna bring Scotty in because that's like the simple bitch way to do that. But
I'm sticking with they're gonna bring in somebody else.
But they might bring somebody else in. They might just like ignore engineering for a while, which is like a lame way to deal with that, but whatever.
We might ignore it for the next episode.
Well, I mean, for the next episode, they could ignore it. And then, like, but in season 2, like, you have to have an engineer. That's like a key component to every Star Trek series. Is the chief engineer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens there. And then also, La'an leaving, to go find this little girl's family or whatever. Like, that's reasonable or whatever. And like, hopefully, she comes back on the show because she's like the best.
Yeah.
I fucking love her, right? And she's leaving, which sucks. So, like, who are they gonna bring in to chief of security this shit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then also, when they bring them in, like, now I have to, like, I don't know, try and appreciate this new character when, like, La'an already exists, right? That's like, hey, I know that you have a chocolate cake, but what if we replaced it with a mystery cake? And you're like, that might be a butt cake. I might not want that cake.
Yeah.
Right? What if it's, like, a gross-ass cake?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what if it was made with garlic?
It's like your birthday, and people are like, what kind of cake you want? Yeah. And you're like, I want chocolate. And then they're like, okay, well, here's a cake. And you're like, oh, is it chocolate? And they're like, you'll see.
It's got cake. Don't worry about it.
It's a cake.
Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like La'an leaving. Also, just the third hit on this was like, I feel like we were real unnecessarily close to Spock and Chapel kissing.
Yeah.
And I don't want them to
When he grabbed
kiss.
her arm, I told him, I was like, I am struggling between wanting them to kiss and not wanting them to kiss.
I do not.
And then they hugged, and I was like, oh, okay, friendship way better.
Yeah.
But then, like, they almost kiss, and I am the one that, like, when there's that tense moment in, like, a show or, like, a movie, I'm always the one where I'm like, kiss! That's me. Every time.
No.
But I kind of don't want this, but also, like, at the same time, I kind of
I definitely don't want this. I want Nurse Chapel to be a good friend, and that's it. I don't want this. Right? Like, it's just, I don't know. I'm not into it.
I don't really want it to.
I'm not into it. Give Nurse Chapel a proper boyfriend if that's what you have to do for the writing or whatever.
Ooh, maybe it could be Spock's brother.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. He's a horrible monster person. That's unacceptable.
I mean, but like girls like bad boys.
Also, his brother's already dating that pirate chick.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. But maybe the pirate chick dies. I don't know.
No, she was fantastic. Also,
make it spicy.
No, we don't need spicy. That is dumb human drama. This is a Vulcan man. Let's get our shit together, guys. Get right better. So yeah, the end of this episode was a bit much. I think we have one more episode, and then I think after that one episode, Star Trek Lower Decks should begin. But I can't seem to find any absolute answers on that, and that's flippin' infuriating. But I guess Star Trek just doesn't want us to like know and be hyped about shit. Good job.
Well, I think they put all of their hype train into Strange New Worlds.
I mean, did they? I don't even know.
Strange New Worlds.
You know what? This is what I'm going to say. The cast of Strange New Worlds, you want to do yourself a favor, follow the cast of Strange New Worlds on Twitter and Instagram. It is all fantastic. They seem like a great group of people. That's more of a hype train than what Star Trek officially is doing. Star Trek official for Strange New Worlds is like, this is the next episode of Strange New Worlds. And you're like, oh, that looks interesting. And then like all of the cast is just like, look at all this hype shit we're doing. Everybody's awesome. Behind the scenes makeup shit. And you're just like, yes. So yeah, I don't know, whatever. Star Trek, try harder and be better. Yeah, I'm still in love with this show.
I really like this episode. Was just, and I like this show
like
in general.
A bunch.
I really like this episode.
This is a bunch of an episode.
I love Star Trek and I love horror,
Yeah.
and to have a Star Trek horror thing, I'm into it. And Alien
I
is
have
one
been
of
saying
my absolute favorite horror
for
franchises.
so long that we need to do a Star Trek
We've
horror
talked about
movie.
it so many times.
They need to do a Star Trek horror movie that is like a proper like dark, scary horror movie.
John
Like it doesn't gotta be
Carpenter-esque.
ghosts and shit, but like John Carpenter, yeah, have Sam Raimi direct it. Damn, he apparently
No, that's
knows
too
what he's doing.
campy.
You could do campy.
I mean,
have
you
you
can.
seen the original series? A man made a cannon out of rocks. He fought a dude in a dinosaur costume. Whatever, man. You can be campy and it can still be good. A solid example is a shitload of campy stuff, guys. This is what I'm going to say about the whole flippin' toxic Star Trek fan base. I do or don't like it, whatever. I don't care if you do or do not like a particular season or episode or series of Star Trek. Like, everybody's opinion is their opinion, and I'm not here to, like, fucking judge that shit. But, like, some people are coming at this show for just chaos reasons. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are just like, it's not the same as TNG. It's not the same as TOS. Of course it's not the same.
Of course it's not.
It's never gonna be the same. Remember when TNG came out? I mean, I wasn't alive for this, but like my dad remembers this. Like when TNG came out, first came out, and everybody's just like, it's not like Star Trek. And then everybody loves that. And it's like when DS9 came out, and they're like, it's not like Star Trek. And everybody loves that show. And theoretically, when Voyager came out, everybody was like, it's not like Star Trek, and they love the show. I love Voyager. If you don't like Voyager, eat rocks. It's a separate thing. I will defend Voyager forever. It's a fucking great show. Right? Same thing with Enterprise. And frankly, I hated Enterprise when it first came out also. And like the third watch through, I was like, you know what? This is actually a pretty good show. I'm just being a piece of shit. So,
yeah.
like...
I mean, the thing about it is, like, humans dislike change, so you want it to be, like, the same thing. But also, like, you can't have it be the same thing. It can never be the same. Well,
also, it would suck if it was the same thing. You don't want just, like, more of the same, dude. Do this new shit. Like, listen, I love all of the colors of Star Trek. All of the things that Star Trek has done. This show is more beautiful than every other series by a considerable margin. The set designers and set directing and like graphic use and like style choices, it's amazing. Honestly, it's gonna make Discovery look bad. Discovery should probably make itself look a little bit better because this looks scary good.
Yeah.
Like amazingly scary good. This show is fantastic.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm super in love with this show. And yeah, you know what? There are going to be bits that you don't like. There are going to be bits that you like. Whatever, right? We all got to, like, kind of do... It's the same thing with Star Wars. It's the same thing with any of these other bloody franchises. It's the same thing with Marvel. Some of the movies, not so great. Some of the movies, great. Either way, you know, like, whatever, you know? All these actors do such a great job. I love Pike so much. He's such a good captain in this show. He is so fantastic. Holy shit. Also, the memes about Pike are getting a little inappropriate, honestly. You guys, hey, everybody on the internet, calm down with that. It's a bit much.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's a bit much. It's a bit much. Although I expect his hair to be like this high in the next episode because we haven't gotten crazy high hair again, so... You shit together.
Yeah, they went like real high and then they like back.
They're like, oh, hey, the memes came out immediately about the height. Let's take that down a couple of notches, right?
It would be so funny to learn that they like digitally like changed his hair to be lower.
Dude, they might. Like, who knows, right? Like, who knows? But yeah, okay, so this episode was basically aliens. It's like, we gotta split up the crew. We're gonna take some shuttles down to like an ice world. We're gonna investigate this like crashed ass Constitution class vessel, which like, that seems a bit much. That thing's crashed into the ground.
I mean, no, because we're doing basically Star Trek X aliens.
Yeah, no. I get what they're doing from the alien standpoint.
And what the aliens are actually Gorn, which they're building up to be like a huge big bad enemy here.
Maybe. That's what I'm going to say about them building the Gorn up. Maybe. I want them to do more Gorn stuff. We'll see, though. I don't know. There's like a bunch of directions they can go. You know who they haven't brought into this show yet? The Klingons. And they're a huge enemy in TOS. So, like, I'm also prepared for this, like, hard left turn into the Klingons are the new bad guys thing.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that. But basically, they like get into the ship and they start like look around the ship and they find like a little girl and a blue alien, and that blue alien's makeup was fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah, that blue alien was.
He
really
was
cool.
Awesome. What the heck?
Yeah, that was really cool.
If you know what species that is, comment below. It like vaguely looked familiar, but like I don't know what that is. But whatever. Like he's got eggs. Those hatch. They murder a bunch of stuff. It was like 4 eggs. They're gonna get the numbers down, and then they do the like kite the alien around some stuff.
Yeah.
Trap it into place. Freeze it. Smash it so that way it shatters into tiny bits.
Yeah, that was good.
Which was fantastic.
That was
right?
really good.
I mean, like I know it's a very quick like run through of the thing. They did a fantastic job with the way that like they gave you the like alien sight thing, very Predator-esque. They gave you the like aliens crawling through stuff, like yanking people into the shadows, classic horror movie stuff. The aliens were very, very like you never really got to see like here's a whole alien doing alien stuff, right? It was always very
they never
like
did the
behind
big reveal, and I love
like
that
thing, you know, which was good. And even the parts where you did see it, it was always in motion. So obviously it was like full CGI, so it really hid a lot of that, which was nice. It kind of left it up to the imagination, as well as you learn that that's just a youngling, so you don't even know what the adults look like, you know, still.
Yeah.
So they can still be like, this is the adult, and it's just like, ah, and you're like, no.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. We learned that their like acid spit isn't acid, it's like eggs spit.
Yeah.
So that's horrifying. If that gets you, you got.
Yeah. Lots of really cool horror undertones in this episode.
Yeah, lots of really cool horror undertones. This was a great episode. I mean, that's why I want to talk about the end first, is because like the end was so big that like the rest of the episode kind of like it's good, and I'm definitely gonna rewatch it probably sometime over the next couple of days. But the end it was such a big impact.
Yeah.
It hit so hard. Yeah, so like what the shit. But either way, before I just keep rambling on about this and my battery dies. What did you guys think of the episode? How did you feel about horror in Trek? And how did you feel about that ending? Boy, tell me below how angry you are, because I don't know. 19 out of 10 angry? 27 out of 10 angry? I'm very angry about this. I don't like. Yeah, either way, I've been John Norcrow. This has been Wife. This has been Trek Jive. We just watched Strange New Worlds Season 1, Episode 9, All Those Who Wander. And we're angry. All those who wander, I'll tell you who. Angry people. We're the ones who are wandering. To go get a beer, because I'm angry. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, share, subscribe, ring the bell, do all that kind of stuff. We will catch you guys next time. I guess in honor of the Gorn, stay frosty, guys. Yeah.